Fourth quarter, 1-point game. But the real action is at the snack table. Because you didn't just mash avocados. You swirled in Philadelphia cream cheese. For a guac dip so creamy, so unexpected, it's drawing double coverage. The real MVP of game day?
So good.
It's in the bowl shaped like a sombrero. You don't follow a recipe, you Philly it whenever you Philly like it. Philadelphia cream cheese.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Here comes Nacho at Ben Leber. I make that at Nacho Leber. He's Ben Leber. Ben Leber, sideline analyst, Minnesota Vikings Radio Network. Follow him if you are so inclined via X at Nacho Leber. Don't forget Twin Cities Live, weekdays 3 to 4:30 on Channel 5. And coming up today on Twin Cities Live, given the Vikings are at Chicago Sunday and Monday, truly, where can the best Chicago dog be found?
I always love that one.
That's next on Twin Cities Live. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I kind of wish that we were doing something like that today, but actually we're going to go in a little bit different direction. It is going to be, surprise, surprise, food related. We're really leaning into fall, because it is
like pumpkin spice stuff.
So it's going to be just the ridiculousness of pumpkin spice. Okay. And all of the over-the-top ways that manufacturers think that we need pumpkin spice. It's not going to be all of it, but it'll be part of it. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a little bit of a taste test there, along with, I think, some apple cider type of snacks and different flavorings and stuff like that. Are you a flavored coffee guy yourself or no?
I don't mind them. Mm-hmm. I prefer black and I prefer hot.
Same.
I don't necessarily like cold coffee that much.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I guess it is all situational. I'm 90% hot coffee, even in the summertime, but I do love a cold press, a cold brew, on a hot summer day. Mm-hmm. So I will partake in that, but I'm with you. Normally black, no sugar, no sweeteners. Yeah. Although today, because of the fact that we're talking about pumpkin spice, I did get a half shot of pumpkin spice in my coffee today.
That cold press you talked about?
Yeah.
Now, I had one of those about 3 weeks ago. I had like half of it, and it was very good. Mm-hmm. So is it espresso based or?
No, it's the easiest thing to do at home. So you can actually make cold brew at home. It's just like making tea. Mm-hmm. Now there's a special container that you need for the coffee grounds.
Somebody's had a production call.
Let me just this is actually because I just love coffee. Yeah. So I have the little coffee maker. You need to get the coarse ground coffee. So if you go to wherever you go, you get the beans coarse ground, and then you put it in this special container. You pour water in it, and then it just steeps in your fridge for 24 hours. Ooh. And you literally, that's it. You don't do anything else. It's like making tea in that way.
It's the same as almost like a Brita water filter or something, where you pour the water in top and then it slowly filters through. It's no different, except of course for the coarse ground. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's great. And I believe, and then Nordo, you're in the same boat with me. I believe cold press carries more caffeine. So if you've noticed that if you have the same amount of fluid for a cold press versus a hot drip coffee, you'll be a little more gassed up.
Wow. So it's not that you've seen that thermos that I bring to Vikings games.
If that was all cold press, if that was like a nitro cold press,
yes,
you'd be jumping off the walls.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You don't need that. You're good. You're good with.
Don't deviate from the current.
Yeah, you're good with what you've got.
Thinking about filling half of the thermos with the cold press and the other half with like the hotel coffee.
Yeah.
So then it would be lukewarmish.
Yeah,
that probably would just ruin the cold press, wouldn't it?
I don't know. They're different flavors. They're different flavors. Yeah. I mean, there's certainly different flavors. I mean, usually like the light roast brewed coffee is much smoother. I've heard, and I've even experienced it myself, there are some cold brews that are too bitey for me, you know? So
I thought all the caffeine content was actually cold or hot. I thought it was in the bean. So I always thought the lighter the roast, potentially the more caffeine.
That is true.
Versus the darker roast.
Yes.
So I'm just not. I know that I love, give me 20 below zero outside, I'll drink a cold coffee. I love cold coffee.
I like every cold coffee that I've ever, like cold chai tea latte. Okay. Like I like cold chai. I like cold coffees, but I don't like sugar or cream type stuff.
Same.
Keep it out of there. Yeah.
In my coffees. So therefore, there have been some unbelievably good hot, like not necessarily pumpkin spice, but lattes, cappuccinos, things like that I've enjoyed. But it just doesn't bite the same way straight black does with a double espresso charge. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I'll admit even today, the half shot of pumpkin spice that I got in my coffee today, it was already too much. Mm-hmm. It was too fakey. It was too syrupy or sugary. I loved the essence of it. Mm-hmm. I'm talking, I would do like maybe an eighth of a shot or maybe like a quarter of a shot.
Just for a hint.
Yeah, just for a hint of it. Because I got to tell you, the people that walk around here and just that machine that they have with the coffee.
Yeah.
The hazelnut smell, like the hazelnut coffee smell, I love it.
With the coffee machine here?
Yeah.
Because the key to the coffee machine here, and it's a standard like workplace coffee machine. If you want it strong, then you go to small cup.
Correct.
Right. Well, a lot of people will do large cup or whatever.
No, because you're just adding more water. It's the same amount of coffee. You're just adding more water. Right. So you're diluting it. So
what's the hazels? What are you talking about?
I don't know if it's somebody's like actual creamer that they're putting in, but I love the smell.
So do I.
I love the smell of hazelnut coffee. I just don't like to drink it.
Mm-hmm. So all of that today on Twin Cities Live, 3 to 4:30 on Channel 5. In case you missed any of it, 9 to noon.
But to get into our football talk, one of my favorite things to do when we go on the road, and I've kind of made it my own personal bit. I try to find an obscure, kind of like hipster coffee joint at every road stop.
Yeah.
That's within walking distance of the hotel.
Okay, so are you there for the snobbish nature of the coffee that you're going to enjoy, or like the hang?
Well, let me just put it this way. I probably set that up incorrectly. I look for the highest rated.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the stars. Mm-hmm. They just happen to always be like the funky, cool hipster places. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be. They just end up being that way. Mm-hmm. So I am excited. It sounds like we're staying at a different hotel than we normally do in Chicago.
But do you notice a difference when you go to some of these places?
It's like vacation coffee where it always tastes better. Even though I'm not on vacation.
Yeah, you're so right.
I could, if that same coffee shop was down the street from me in Edina, I would think it's just like, okay, it's fine. No big deal. But the fact that I'm traveling, it just tastes better.
Well, since we are on a personal life, like exploration proclivity bit, about the last month and a half, maybe up to 3 months for yours truly, I'm whipping through frozen pizzas. Okay. So like, it's Heggy's. Heggy's is OG. I like Heggy's. Heggy's is quite popular with a lot of people when they go frozen pizza. I got a little bored with Heggy's. The 7th Avenue bit, 7th Street bit or whatever, I always smell at 6:45 in the morning when I walk in because Zach Calverson generally makes 3 during the course of the show.
7th Avenue, yeah.
7th Avenue, yep. Thank you. So think like that, like Green Mill Pescara, the Pescara pepperoni frozen pizza.
Oh,
well, that's my favorite. And it's my favorite as of the last 2 months. I tried something called Legit the other day.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The bomb.
Yes.
My
kids like that as well.
There are some where I'm not going to mention their names, but because it's personal preference that I've just been like, your cheese sucks. You're not putting any money into your dough. And now I know why it's $7.99. So I'm not buying it again. So I'm kind of like you with coffee on Vikings road trips. I'm about once every 3 weeks buying 3 different frozen pizzas. And why are you laughing?
No, I like where we're going with
and I have the names written down of the ones that I really prefer. but Green Mill Pescara and Legit are two that I absolutely remember.
Yeah, so I don't do many frozen pizzas because I do live gluten-free most of my life, except when I take TV bites on Twin Cities Live. So I don't. I mean, now there are some really good gluten-free frozen pizzas. That's just not something I tend to think about when I want a snack at home or a meal at home. But my kids, they always want a frozen pizza. And yes, we've come across the Legit, and I will say my kids, I mean, not super creative, they're like, yeah, Dad, this is actually really legit. And I go, well, it's great to hear you say that, because it looks good on the box. It doesn't always taste the best.
I'm so glad you said that because I have been deceived more than 5 times by what it looks like on the box and how they say it's going to taste. And personally speaking, I just wasted $8.99, $9.99, $11.99. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to the cheese.
I'm with you.
The cheese is so key.
You're obviously a coffee guy. Do you have a road game bit that you make sure that you do every road game?
Yes. Spearfish Sammy and I at about 6:37 in the morning. We will meet in the lobby.
Even for a night game like this coming Monday?
Probably not this Monday.
Yeah.
But we will. We'll go to a Starbucks or we'll go to something around the hotel and sit there and kibitz. And generally, there are coaches and executives and players and people on the trip and stuff like walking by. So you say hi to people, just short conversation, stuff like that. What about you?
No, that's really it. It's I try
in the
to
morning you do the hip now with it and wow bit.
Yeah, I try to do my coffee run in the morning is trying to find the best area coffee shop that I can with that's reasonable walking distance to get my steps in. Then I would.
And you know I'm a coffee snob.
I know you are.
Right. How come you've never asked me to go? You can be honest. I'm thick-skinned. I've been hurt many times in my life.
I'll be completely honest with you.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
This is going to sound like a breakup because it's not you, it's me.
What? Oh, you like to do it by yourself?
I like to do it by myself.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm that way. Like when we were in Nashville, people were making plans you weren't there that night. That's right. You got in the day of the game.
The day of the game.
So it's plans here and Tootsie's there. And it all sounded great. I just wanted to walk down to South Broadway by myself. And so I walked for probably 30 minutes.
I saw your video that you posted of
I found a candy store that had these unbelievably cool marshmallow treats, sampled them, bought them, went back to the room, ate $19 of candy, went to bed. And I had a wonderful, wonderful time. Right? Absence makes the heart grow fonder in those nice chilly hotel rooms sometimes. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm with you, and I enjoy the camaraderie when it happens. I don't seek it out.
Right.
And so there are trips.
We've been on so many road trips. It's unbelievable.
It all depends on of course it depends on how the week's going. Like if I'm having a busy week or whatever, I really just look forward to room service, watching the college football games that are on and just going to bed.
Is there anything better than hotel air conditioning, by the way? Like completely different universe than your own house.
As long as it doesn't blow on you. Okay? Because there are some hotels, and I can't remember what they are, where it's like, get that bad boy down to 68, 69, 70, whatever you want it at, and it kicks in, and you're laying there, and it's blowing right on you.
Yeah.
I just don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, there's been too many. We've all seen too many hotels where the fan on high is still super low.
Yeah,
I'm like, this needs to be louder by about like 10 notches, and it's just not working. So it's a little annoying. My daughter, then we can get into other stuff here, but my daughter was on a road trip for some equestrian stuff over the summer. Now, my wife and I couldn't take her on the front end, but my wife was going to fly in the next day. So she checked into her hotel with the assistance of a friend, and she stayed in the hotel by herself. I was texting with her at the night. I'm like,
your daughter did?
Yeah, my daughter did. 17 years old in the hotel by herself, right?
That girl's 17 years old.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so she was saying, I was like, what are you doing tonight? Are you going to go to dinner with him? And she's like, no, I'm sitting here. I've already gotten ready for bed. And I can't tell you how amazing this feels.
It's the best.
And it was like 9:00 at night. And I'm like, sweetheart, never forget the feeling of having a hotel room by yourself.
That's awesome.
It is the best feeling.
Yeah. Now, to land the plane on all of this frivolity, When it comes to the frozen pizza proclivity, yours truly has, and the experimenting phase through which I'm going. There probably have been from Tombstone through Heggie's, through Legit, through Red Baron, through 7th Avenue, through the whole thing. Green Mill, Pescara Pizza. That's my second favorite, actually. And given we are going to Chicago Sunday for a Monday game, it does behoove me to share. And I get this sent from Chicago, and it comes in like this cooler with this ice and stuff. Lou Malnati's. Okay, Lou Malnati's Pizza. Jimmy Pessis, the owner of Continental Diamond, he put me on it years ago that they ship it. And Lou Malnati's, have you ever had it?
No. Is it deep dish, though?
It's got some deep dish to it.
Yeah, it's not my jam.
Plus, you're gluten free, and that sucks.
No, I know, but even
what
still,
is gluten free?
Even still, when I was a kid, never liked pan or deep dish pizza.
I got you on that.
I'm a New York. Give it to me like big slice, super thin and crispy,
and fold it.
Yes. I mean, you could even call it a flatbread. I don't care.
You know, I got an idea for you.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to local pizza places? And they'll comp you a slice. You can videotape it right outside and say,
"Gee, nobody's
bite. Everybody knows the rules."
That's a great tagline.
Well, not everybody knows the rules.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I think it. I think supplemental income for Benjamin and yours truly can be a good thing. Now we've identified a lot of frivolous things. Nordo hit me with something right before you came in, and I said, "Let's wait for Ben to talk about this." It was a segment involving like Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray, and it's kind of like, if not now, when? Okay, it's like ballyhooed, hyped. Moments have been there, but also the slides have been there too. So now, if Kyler at this stage of your career, my man, if not now, when? Mm-hmm. Trevor, Liam, if not now, when? Then he hit me with Tua, and I'm glad he put that in the equation, because I mean, is there a quarterback in the NFL who boasts less identity than him? What does he do well, and what's he terrible at? It's like
I think he throws a great deep ball.
Okay, there's that.
I think he's got a strong arm.
Okay, is it accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's identifiable for his deep passing. Right. It's like if not now, when?
Correct.
For Tua, and where he was drafted in the Alabama days and everything. I just, I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't super aware of that. But he, like Trevor Lawrence, like if you were to identify, forget the first overall pick in the 2021 draft, like what does he do supremely well? Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't really come up with anything, except for maybe getting down on himself during the course of games and like people having to shake him straight to get him back, out on the field feeling good about himself.
Yeah, and not that we need to like keep adding to this list, but there's a guy that comes to my mind that I'm actually a really big fan of, and I think before he got injured was on the rise. Is Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that he plays in a really tough place because he's going to get hyperanalyzed all the time.
Does Dak have a swivel?
A swivel?
Yeah. Like, does he scan? Okay, there's CD. And there's Drew Pearson, and there's Golden Richards. Does he like go through the whole bit?
I think so.
But like my thing with Justin Fields has been, he lost his swivel. Like he never had a swivel where he doesn't look around the field. He looks at one guy, then kind of a half, and then he takes off.
To run. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I just, Dak is, maybe it's because the way the offense has been run. Bam, 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 fire. Bam, 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 fire. It's like plugged in type stuff,
Yeah. I think that he's got a good swivel. I think he's actually a pretty good processing quarterback. I feel like he's handled a lot of things the right way. And again, he got knocked down by the injury, which was gruesome. And I'm very curious of how he's going to play now with Schottenheimer as the head coach, who I'm personally a big fan of.
Yeah, me too. And he wants to run to set up everything. And honestly, with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders,
I always love that.
I mean, what a great starting point for a team that, like the Blue Stars, had Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith, Robert Newhouse, DeMarco Murray, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
They're off to a good start there, Shotty.
Yeah, I hope my bet with Hawk holds true just for tonight.
What is it?
Well, I did take the Cowboys and the points.
8.5?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a lot for an opening game. I mean, this is like a lot that we don't know. Now, talent-wise, on paper, we know that Philly should win this game. I mean, if we're just picking an outright winner, I would say definitely Philadelphia. But when you're talking 8.5 points, it's a lot of points in an NFL game.
Yeah, this looks so obvious that Philadelphia will win. That this is the time, and I think Philadelphia will win too. I'm not going to grandstand and be like Dallas going to roll in there and overcome all this Micah Parsons stuff. They're going to get a pulse out of something called Jack Sanborn, and the two who are replacing Micah, Damone, whatever, and Marist, whatever. Yeah, they're going to step up and be big, and they're going to rally together. No, this is team tumult, and it's because of the owner. The owner causes these problems that lead to uncertainty. CeeDee Lamb has hated him and a bunch of people for a long time. Then he got paid. Dak, same thing. Micah, now he's gone. Eventually the elasticity pops or stretches or breaks, because Jerry just pulls things so far and so thinly. Almost, and now that I've watched America's Team on Netflix, it's almost like you can tell that he just wants to show everybody watching, listening, or viewing or caring, I'm not afraid to eyeball anybody, and I will eyeball Emmitt Smith. Until you play your first 3 games and you lose them all. And then you got like Nate Newton and a bunch of people shaking you down saying, are you an idiot? And then here comes Emmitt and they go to win the Super Bowl. He shakes down his stars. And I just don't think in this day and age it resonates where, say we got you or we got Kenny Anatolu. Okay, well, if I shake down Ben, then Kenny's going to be like, damn, if he's yelling at him like that, I better be on my P's and Q's because what's he going to say to me? So he thinks that by admonishing and browbeating to a certain extent, or playing with the financial game with the biggest of the big on his team, that it's going to set the precedence for everybody. That if he's going to do that with them, then I better make sure I do everything right. I don't think it's like that anymore.
Well, what's interesting about this whole thing now that we're at the conclusion of it and we're just kind of looking back. I hated how Jerry. And Micah Parsons is not the first guy for him to do this. I don't like the idea that he puts everything out in the media. Like, everything has to be public knowledge.
I hate that he's the first interview by the media after every game. Right. And it's not the coach.
Correct.
That's bugged me for years.
I know. Not everything is for public consumption, especially when you're talking about a player contract and all this other stuff. I mean, he knows how to handle it professionally, and I don't like the way he handles it. And it puts the player in a bad spot. It puts the agent in a bad spot. And I just don't think that's good for long-term negotiations with said agent who's going to have other players that they're representing down the line as well. But I will say this, that he definitely knows what he's doing. I have come to learn that Micah Parsons maybe wasn't the most liked person in the building.
That's if you want to believe anonymous sources.
Between players and staff.
Unless you got steam.
Coaches. No, I probably.
If somebody does, I've seen the same things you've seen, and if they don't put their name next to it, it doesn't count.
I don't believe that I don't know if that's completely true in this case. Because it is America's team, and all of these guys have a voice, whether they want to put it on social media or they have a professional camera in their face. Not a lot of guys came to Micah Parsons' support. Not a lot of guys backed him.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb did. I assume that they're probably boys.
Well, CeeDee got all the money.
But there didn't seem to be a collective, let's rally behind our boy and show our disapproval for.
But how are you going to do that when you're still on the team? That's tough. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Barr was on 9 to Noon yesterday, and he played with Micah. And, so I treated things delicately, and I'm like, what about Michael? What makes him so good here? And he's talking about the speed, the tenacity, and he just loves running after the quarterback. I go, what about Micah against the run? And the way he put it was, it's not his favorite. So for Anthony to say that's not his favorite, well, that corroborates what I and we have heard up to Dallas games for years. You run at that guy. And it's not that you're going to take him out of the game, but it's like Alden Smith or Khalil Mack when they played for the Raiders. Big-time edge rushers, run at them. Just keep boom, 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 boom. That'll take them off their game a little bit. That is the book on Micah Parsons. It's not the new book. It's the book that's been there for years.
Yeah, so maybe it's not so much running to his rescue during the contract negotiation, because I understand what you're saying. Like, you got to be careful about how you don't want to position yourself against the owner.
Yeah.
But I think in some ways, when you add it all up, if you look at, my example will be Harrison Phillips. Now, before Harrison Phillips was traded, we all understood from everybody, like, regardless if he's out putting himself out in the community eye, right? Because he does a lot of stuff and he puts it on his own social media and stuff. So he's already promoting some of the charitable stuff that he's doing. But every guy that gets interviewed about Harrison talks about the person that he is, along with being a great football player. Mm-hmm. When he got traded, surprisingly enough to all of us Vikings fans, every guy that talked about him feel like they lost a really great teammate. Mm-hmm. Did any of that stuff happen before or after Micah Parsons got traded?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, it didn't.
So if you add it all up,
right,
whether it's rumor,
the context,
yes, whether it's anonymous sources or not,
I like that.
It seems like he's not positioned himself in that locker room to be a true leader. Not only does he not want to stop the run, he sounds like a selfish teammate that not a lot of guys gravitated towards, or maybe not gravitated towards. Maybe he has a wall up and doesn't want guys to gravitate towards him.
Right.
So, through it all, if you're a Cowboys fan, I think early on, you're like, what are we doing? But going back to the Khalil Mack situation, that was actually a great trade away. Didn't do much after. For
the Bears that first year, he was nice.
Yeah, okay. But you can see how his trajectory sort of fizzled. And then if you throw into the fact that he has to get an injection for his low back.
He's to himself, yes.
It's like, well, how big of a deal is the injury? Is it chronic? Is it degenerative? We're talking about a low back situation where you talk about swivel. Pass rushers need that swivel. That swivel happens in your hips. And if he's going to end up like Brian Urlacher and have a stiff back at this point in his career, then his trend will go downward if he's got to continue to have a back issue.
All that and more coming up next on Twin Cities Live.
Leber, 9 to noon.
And he's
P.A.
Ben Leber played a bunch of games at Soldier Field. What's it like with the fans in the stands so close to the sideline? This is one of those unique venues where the stands are really, really close to the benches.
I love it. It's the best, man.
You can hear them, right?
Yeah, you can hear them. That's why I think sometimes playing on the road is actually some more exciting than a home game. Because, the home game, we get all the pomp and circumstance of having the home production before the game, and we get the really, really fun, the second team out with the announcements and whatever. But once the game starts,
Alan Roach talking about you, number 51, Ben Leber.
So I know there's a lot of great things about having home field advantage. I'm not going to say that there's not.
Think I didn't remember your number?
You should remember my number after all these years. But it is kind of exciting to be on the road, especially certain venues. I go back to college and have an experience at a place like Oklahoma State where it's a really fun environment and the sidelines are super skinny. Our little bench, like aluminum bench that you'll see even on the sidelines of Vikings games, NFL games, you have maybe 3 feet between your back and the wall where the stands are.
Jeez.
And it's just awesome. It's just fun. They yell at you, they throw things at you. I don't know, it just kind of keeps you on your toes. It kind of keeps the vibe going the whole time. At a home game, even in the same circumstance at a closed stadium, they're not razzing you like that. But in an away game, because you're the opponent and you're the foe, it doesn't matter what the score is. For 4 quarters, they're just giving it to you. It's fun for them. It's fun for us, as long as they're keeping everything like pretty kosher, and then nothing's like too serious and nothing's too personal, and they're not throwing batteries at you like they do in Oakland. But that's the way like Colorado is. I mean, you've been to that stadium before. That's
Folsom's there. It's unbelievable. There can't be more than 8 feet from the first row to the sideline.
It's awesome though, right? I mean, as a fan, you feel like you're on top of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I know from NFL standpoint, it's
you played at Folsom, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Back,
well, they were back in the Big 12 when.
So that wasn't like Cordell's
no, that was right after. No, that was after that they
Michael Westbrook.
They won in what 95.
5, yes.
Yeah, my first year of college is 97.
I got you. When you're at Soldier Field and it's 4th down and you're on punt coverage and you run out, is that the right song?
No.
I think the right song is.
It wasn't the right song.
I searched Soldier Boy and that's what I found.
Do you see Crank That?
Oh, that's what it's called? Mm-hmm. Bit's not worth it.
You're going to give me hype. No, play it because I want to get hype.
We'll get there. I'm on my way.
Yep. The best.
It's the best.
Okay.
I always forget it until Nordo does it, and then it's like, it takes me right back to Heath Farwell being pushed in the back inside the 10 like 10 times, no flags ever coming out, and Soldier Boy getting loose from like 95.
Now we as punt cover guys, because I was right guard on punt coverage, listen, we got hype as well. And the thing is, then you look across and you see Israel Donajay getting hype, and you're like, that guy's too big to get hype. I don't want that guy to get that hype, awesome. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you've been watching film all week and you know how dangerous the guy back there is. So like your hype quickly turns into like this really hyper focus of like, boy, I got to do my job because these guys, they're bringing it. They can get after the block, whatever. I can't be the guy. And then after you get off the block, then you got to go down and try to tackle this SOB. I mean, there was definitely some nervous energy along with that excitement. Mm-hmm. But man, they do they not do that anymore? Like
no. It was Devin Hester.
Can they do that?
It was Devin Hester back to when he was with the Canes.
Well, they didn't play the music once the play started, right?
So no, you can't do that.
They could still...
Oh, that'd be the bomb having a bumper while he's running.
But, well, that's the thing, though, is the way, like, the intro at U.S. Bank Stadium, all jokes aside, people emerging from the smoke of the dragon, the whole thing, and as cool as that is, this was the biggest intro for the Bears. Now the players are run onto the field, and everyone claps, and we got flags running around and stuff. This was the biggest moment. This was the way Ray Lewis coming out at M&T Bank Stadium and stomping down. For the Bears, it wasn't like Urlacher. It wasn't some of the great players they've had. It was their freaking punt returner.
Because the crowd already was hyped because they just stopped you on 3rd down.
Yeah.
They kind of had a squad. And then Soldier Boy comes running out to that music. And
so the thing is that I understand why they probably don't do it all the time because you have to earn that. HOF Devin Hester earned that right to have that because he was electric, and you never knew which punt return he was going to take back. Even if it wasn't for a touchdown, that dude would make people miss, and he was a game changer, right?
What an anomaly.
No,
it's an anomaly because they almost couldn't use him on offense. Because clearly he didn't get the plays.
Yeah. I know.
You put him back there and watch Soldier Boy go.
Listen, I mean, if the offense was backyard football, he'd be in the Hall of Fame as a receiver. But unfortunately, you got to run routes the right way in conjunction and complement your other routes. But
the best.
The thing is, I think, let me put this out there to all the Vikings people, personnel, production that's listening. Mm-hmm. We need to have a defensive hype song. Our very first time that we go out on the field as a defense, we need to come up with a song that they play every time.
Marcus Dixon, the defensive line coach, the defensive line's nickname is the Black Hole. Okay? I don't know if you can find a song off that. I've known it for about a month. I can't figure out how to like slide it into a call or whatever. I've been thinking a little bit about it, but their nickname is the Black Hole.
All right, let's find something. Maybe we leave it up to the players to come up with a song that really resonates at practice, because I know that they play music at practice. Mm-hmm. What are their favorite hype songs for the defense? And that's just we make it our thing this year and see where it goes after that.
Does it have to be new school? I mean, could it be okay, so here comes the defense. You're pinned back at the 9. Hot in here.
I don't care what it is. I just think it's got, I don't even know what that is. Like, that sweet release that you just gave, I don't know if that's even part of the song. But it made you feel good. If it's the first drive of defense or any,
that's the song. Go
any
ahead.
sort of critical moment, big third down in the third quarter, fourth quarter, and our guys are running on the field after commercial timeout to get our instead of doing the skull chant, which is great given its moments, but you can't do it every time a defensive, big situation comes up, and you can't just blow the Gallo horn, or you can't just do the horn. They need a song.
Was this the song you were thinking of? Because I remember you were enamored with this like 8 years ago in NDPA.
If that's the song that the players decide, we have to start it at the sirens. Because we start in the very beginning. It sounds like
the bomb.
It sounds like the Chiefs chop.
Yes.
We don't want
to
to
start with the sirens.
We can start with the sirens.
And then, it's stop after stop after stop after stop or
We just
defense
do
on
it
the
for
field.
fun. That's Flo's group. We just do this for fun.
But see, then the crowd eventually is going to recognize, hey, this is a thing. This is a bit. And then the woo, and then they get up and then,
Now you're mixing up the songs.
I know I am. Okay, hold on. What is CCRF? Old people are having fun. Stop.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, CCR, Children's Cancer Research Fund, they're amazing. They're what bring me to you today to talk about this nonsense about all this music. Anyway, they're Minnesota based. They're a national nonprofit. They help out kids fighting cancer, and it's incredible work that they're doing. So I'm so happy to join with them. They work with St. Jude as well. I have a connection to St. Jude as well. So, this is one of those things, like, unfortunately, it's like the fight will never stop. I mean, they're making so many like great, medicines and strides and all this other stuff. But, it's just like, we can't give up on this fight to stop childhood cancer. So I appreciate all of them. And,
brother.
Yeah. And it's a really important month as well, because September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So there's a lot of things going on philanthropically around cancer research. So please donate. CCRM.
Shaking my tail feather, man.
Elongated the it's like instead of it's like
I haven't in 15 years. All right. I will see you Sunday, and then we will call the game together Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
Ben Leber at Nacho Leber, and we thank him for his inclusion. We have News du Nord. Coming up next, 9 to 9.
Fan.
Hey, there are those in my friendship season ticket holder covenant who are like, LOL, silly, that are texting me. When the defense comes out, they play "Welcome to the Jungle." All right, well, I got the headphones on, so I didn't. Or we're doing something, so I didn't. I should have known that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, now I feel bad, like we're going to be ripping whoever's in charge of the music.
Well, the sirens is the bomb.
Yeah, but Welcome to the Jungle. I mean, Bernard and Van Ginkel and the kids in Dallas. Like, does that pump them up? I've been hearing Welcome to the Jungle for 3 decades. I enjoy you appreciate the, what is it? Is it Immigrant Song on the kick returns back in the day? Dun, 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 to the land and the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, was it a trick? Flip Trick. There was a song, Trick. Was it Trick Daddy? I don't remember who it was. When Cordero would come back for kick returns and stuff. Take it to the house.
Yes.
Take it to the house.
This might be way too old school, and I don't know what you would use it for. Punt guy coming out, defense coming out, or whatever. But, and you know this song. Like, is there anything you can use this for?
Yeah, I love it.
Dun, dun, dun.
It might be my favorite Who song. What's the other one with that I actually, at one point in my life, I was confused. I thought it was Eminence Front, but it was the Bulls. And is that Alan Parsons?
Oh, that's Eye in the Sky.
Is that Alan Parsons?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What about that?
The Michael Jordan intro song.
But is that that's too MJ? It's too...
Yeah.
First inclination is, Bulls, game time, who?
Yes.
Okay.
Pop the open ear real quick, and I'll be right back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get to News du Nord. News du Nord, brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. And it's football season. We're at some point going to talk about tonight's game, for instance. You got Dallas and Philly in the mix. But Canterbury, they started doing this a couple of years ago. And it's basically they're pro pick'em, the pigskin pick'em. And it's Thursday, starting, I believe, today through the end of the football season. And all you got to do, you go up and you just make your picks for the weekend games. And they're giving away a bunch of prizes each week. All you got to do is just be smarter than 9 to noon and pick the correct winners of each game. And when you do that, you get paid off. So you're going to have a weekly winners at Canterbury Park. Again, just picking the winners of football games. You know this. You're an elite sports mind. And then you can win stuff on a weekly basis. But also at Canterbury, they're doing the grand winner. The grand prize winner will get a year of free gas courtesy of Quick Trip. So you go to Canterbury.
Damn.
And I don't have the specific, it's the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. It used to be 10 a.m. on Thursdays to 10 p.m. on Thursdays. Teddy P, if you're listening, please let me know. I hope you are. Love you guys at Canterbury.
What do you need?
But on Thursdays, usually starting around 10 a.m., you jump in there and you can make your picks. For the week of football games, you're going to get paid off on a weekly basis and potentially get free gas for a year from Quick Trip. So just another way, by the way, if you're feeling the felt, poker, blackjack, and table games all year round, another way to win at Canterbury, if you're able to go on Thursdays, or if you're able, I know there's still a few Saturdays left in the mix of live racing in Canterbury too. So really, CanterburyPark.com is the first spot to go. Twins lose again, PA. That's
10 in the morning till 10 at night. You said it right.
I believe
well
it was.
Done.
Okay, sweet. Thank you, Teddy. And thank you, everybody at Canterbury. Twins are now 15 games under 500. They can't beat the White Sox to save their lives. They have one more game this evening, but I believe, if I'm just guessing, many of you may have decided to turn the page to football season and will watch Saquon Barkley and everybody involved at Lincoln Financial against the visiting Cowboys. But the Twins, just absolutely disastrous, losing record against one of the worst teams in baseball, the White Sox. The White Sox, the team we would have started the season laughing at, are now the team laughing at us. So you have that in the mix. And then as far as football-related nuggets, let's talk about tonight's game briefly. We'll talk about more of it after Courtney Cronin next segment. But the Cowboys are 8.5-point dogs at Lincoln Financial. What does that mean? How do some players potentially? We may have some daily fantasy fodder for you throughout the final hour. We're looking forward to tonight's game, the kickoff. We mentioned earlier during Vikes Bites, Harrison Smith. We're watching that in terms of health. The first injury report will come out today into week 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. Who's on it? Who's conspicuously off it? Some fun things to look forward to today on a Thursday Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at Canterbury. Watching football, loving football. Hope the baseball team finds something, some spark before the end of the season. And that's all I got for you, News to Nord, PA.
CC, Courtney Cronin, ESPN on the Bears. Next, it's KFAN.